What inspires you to be your highest you? What are you doing that is rich with value? It is so hard to know the truth sometimes, even though it does indeed set you free. It also hurts. Peace and blessings, beautiful souls. I am Brandi L. Bates, author of Moonshine for the Soul, The Art of Grind, and many other books. I will be your host for the session. You can find me on Twitter at Soledad Francis and on Instagram at Brandi is Winning. Most of these podcasts can be found archived on YouTube, #Power Podcasts. But please listen to them while they still have all their vitality and spirit by subscribing to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and or brandybates.podomatic.com. Some of us live our lives like wearing shoes that hurt. But you wear them anyway, knowing they cause you pain, right? Because they told us that beauty is pain. They say beauty is pain. Beauty is pain. You are always developing and remembering your truth. And one thing I have to always reiterate and remind people is that on this plane of existence, in this society that we live in this world, the theaters of war, of warfare, the art of war are so multifaceted in this country, from the political theater, monetary policy, law, justice system. That doesn't even include the prison industrial system, but the message of building wealth is always at the forefront of progression, because you're never going to have the might or the numbers to beat the powers that be, the systems that are in place. But what you can do are learn the rules, or learn how to play chess off the chessboard, right? Learn the rules so you can break the rules. Get in the system, understand the system, digest the engineering of the system, and then maneuver within that system. Because you're not going to beat the simulation. And so reality then is overrated when you really think about it. The phrase Kaizen or Kaizen is a Japanese concept of continuous improvement, continuous getting better, growing, a systematic way of being. It's about small, continuous changes. A little bit here and there, right? It's about consistency over intensity, because it's the small, continuous changes which lead to long-lasting improvement overall. And so it's about devoting yourself to that which needs more than you can give it in a lifetime. What is it that you're passionate about, that you love, that calls out to you, that calls your name, that profits you, which needs more of you than you can give in this lifetime? Like that has to be a constant, ongoing dialogue. And I'm talking about building your legacy from the ground up. I'm talking about grassroots. I'm talking about from scratch, right? from scratch, from the blueprint. Think Frank Lloyd Wright. Think creatively. Think Jobs, Einstein, right? And develop a strategy for whatever you are setting out to accomplish. Whatever the calling on your life is, should need you. Like it's not an option. Like life or death. It needs you. Like we need you. The world needs you. This society, literally, your gifts, your talents, your skills, your flavor. We need you. Meaning you no longer have time for bullshit. If you have not already found or discovered your calling, you have to do that first. And you have to get it going. 10,000 hours, right? And your intuition is always there to serve you. Always serve you. To cover you during times of danger. Your intuition is there to ensure that every decision you make and every action you take is aligned with your higher self and your authentic path. That's why we respect people who come into their calling early in life, right? The young prodigies, the doers, those who get free of the matrix, of the rat race, of the simulation, right? Early enough to enjoy the fruits of their labor. It doesn't matter what, the race, the gender, the creed, the religion, the nationality, the ethnicity. We applaud anyone who gets free. The universe is indifferent. The universe is indifferent. This world is indifferent. And why do I say that? Because there are millions of good people who bad things happen. Bad things happen to good people. Innocent people. And murderers and rapists and killers. Some of them are living their best golden years, living their best life. Right? Happy, healthy, wealthy. There's no rhyme or reason to why things happen, how they happen. It's not a coincidence, but it's indifferent. And so no risk, no reward. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. Some of us just are not built for high stakes. Some of us are. Like me, personally, I'm not built for high risk. Cause the way my stress levels are set up, right? Other people, not so much. You don't care. You always get to choose what seeds you sow at any given time in any area of your life. The beauty of being human and having the intellect of a human as opposed to, say, a squirrel, right? Or a skunk, is that we have consciousness and we have intelligence and we have memory and we have consciousness, and we can point out and see and envision a reality we want for ourselves. No other species has that gift. And we lose sight of that just on some basic level gratitude 101, right? But in knowing yourself, you can carve out a cubbyhole in space and time in your subconscious mind and birth it into the real waking third dimensional reality we live in, how you want to live. What you want that reality to look like, to taste like, to smell like, to feel like, to be. What kind of car do you want to drive? What kind of home do you want to live in? What type of activities would you like to do on a day-to-day? What are you into? What are you learning? What are you exploring? You are remembering your truth. This is a call to bravery and triumphant splendor. To reside within your own understanding of self. To solidify your readiness. To discover your own truth. Never quit. If you stumble, get back up. I don't care what it is. This is something I had to teach myself. Because one thing you're never going to learn in school, they're never going to teach you in school. And unless you got parents or older siblings that are just hella woke, no one's going to ever tell you, like, life is not fucking fair, right? Life is not fucking fair. There's racism and sexism and bigotry and motherfuckers that's not gonna like you and family that you think you cool with who really don't fuck with you. It's gonna be betrayal. It's gonna be deception. That all comes in a bag of like good shit happening. It's all mixed in together. And in the midst of that, no one is ever gonna want a better life for you than you. Maybe your parents, again, if they're hella woke and conscious and forward progressive. But if you stumble, you gotta always, that's one thing I'm learning from my toddler. The transformative power of getting the hell back up. You know, okay, you failed, and no matter what, get back up. What happened yesterday no longer matters. Because in all reality, the past and the future only exist in your mind, in your memories. They are not tangible. They are not real. They cannot be touched. They cannot be stored. They cannot be uploaded. No matter what, get back up. We must presumably often go to ourselves to reestablish the connection with the self, since it is torn apart all too often. Not only by our vices, but also by our virtues. Jung talks about this. Carl Jung. How often we forget that our uniqueness is our magic. And all this time you've been trying to fit in, trying to be normal, to be average, regular job. What have you subscribed to? Because not everyone you lose is a loss. In fact, a loss is never really a loss, but a lesson, a blessing. Right? What Ariana Grande say? Thank you. Next. And so losing yourself, trying to please people you were never meant to be with in the first place, flossing in front of people who don't matter, who don't even like you, really? That's where we at with it. It never ceases to amaze me what we normalize. And so things can only be as large or as small as you allow them to be in your mind. And we tend to forget that even baby steps still move us forward, right? Mincha Chadasha said, who behaves as a sheep is devoured by the wolf. Who behaves as a sheep is devoured by the wolf. Wolves in sheep clothing. Politics. You can't count on things staying around or standing still, no matter how much you want them to. And at some point, you come to a point where you learn that there is nothing you can't bounce back from. Troubles, like babies, grow larger by nursing. So whatever you're nursing, that's what's going to grow. Whatever you keep focusing on, whatever you keep talking about, whatever you keep bitching or complaining about, whatever you keep venting about and ranting about and blogging about and vlogging about and tripping on, stop reviving your insecurities. I don't know who needs to hear this. But stop giving oxygen to your fears and your doubts. At some point, we all had to let go of our baby teeth and training bras. Okay? Can we be real? Can we be transparent today? Come on now. I also believe that we take ourselves too seriously sometimes. Like, too serious for our own good. Until you change your thinking, you will always recycle your experiences. Like Victoria Erickson said, transformation isn't sweet and bright. It's a dark and murky, painful pushing, an unraveling of the untruths you've carried in your body, a practice in facing your own demons, a complete uprooting before becoming. Like, facing your own demons. Like, it really takes a big person to do that. Wherever you are in your career, wherever you are with your family, with your kids, or with your parents, or with your significant other, your finances, your health, your mind, your state of mind, right? Your transformation is not going to look all beautiful and enlightening like the movies. Like, you know what I mean? Like that Netflix shit. It's not going to feel like that, baby. But a complete uprooting, that has to happen before you gestational period. You can always improve yourself. Whether it's learning something new, a new language, learning a new instrument, traveling to another country, learning a new skill set, going back to school, getting another degree, working on another project, another album, another book, or perfecting a skill you already have. There is room for improvement in everyone's life. And so never stop. There are areas for improvement in every aspect, in every arena, in every area of all of our lives, no matter how successful you are. Because a lot of times your career life might be popping, right? A-okay. But your family life is in shambles. Or you might know how to get the bag, but you're addicted to drugs, right? Like, weird combinations, because people are multidimensional like that. But eliminate old practices. Let go of former habits, even if they seem to have some benefit to you at the time. I was just talking about this the other day to somebody, how you got to get hate out your heart. You know, for years and years, you holding on to grudges and you holding on to old hurts and pain. You got to get, because you can't move forward with the weight of that. The weight of that takes up space that you can be utilizing for fresh ideas to help you get your first million. And you nursing some shit somebody said to you 12 years ago. some shit somebody did to you when you were 16, and you holding on to this discretion. Baby, nobody is coming. Nobody's coming to fix it. No one's coming to your rescue. You gotta be about rescuing you. And if you feel you're finally ready to express your gifts, at that point, whoever you are, wherever you are, declare victory over your fears. Feel extraordinarily happy or strong or peaceful and rise to a way of being that is world class. Be proactive. Take initiative. Stop hesitating because of possible, hurdles and haters and that you foresee, and move forward toward your goal. Toward your dreams, your aspirations, your vision. Just because something worked for someone else, it's not always going to mean that it'll automatically work for you. Okay? And just because some shit worked 7 years ago for you doesn't mean you still have that same mojo. It don't work that way, unfortunately. But the average life expectancy rose from 70 in the 1960s to 79 roughly in 2012. And then some researchers expect the children of today to live to 120 in the future, just with technology, artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, biotechnology, you name it, right? But in the midst of that, I'm asking, are you producing work that fuels your best self? Are you eating to live? Are you living to eat? Because what if you fuck around and you retire at 50, but you don't die until you're 112, which means all those years you out the game, you're out of the career arena, and you're depending on dependents or your kids or whoever, a nursing home or whatnot, but you're out of the game. And so you gotta understanding that guess what? Science is gonna help you live longer, which means you gotta find a way to fill that time up. And hopefully it's with something you're passionate about, something that keeps you galvanized and juiced. Right? Are you producing work that fuels your best self, your highest self? Don't play with it. Be with people who inspire you, right? Van Gogh said, what is done in love is done well. All your experiences are a response to your vibration, to your consciousness, to your mindset, to your level. And a good indication of the energy you're giving off is the engagements you're having with others. Like a great barometer is to look at whatever is going on in your life. Is there chaos going on in your life? Is it lack? Is there abundance? Is there love? Is there happiness? Is there abuse? This is the temperature, the way to gauge the temperature. And so if you want to change the effect, you must change the cause. Learn to look within when your environment is not in alignment with how you want your experiences to be. Jung said something so profound. He said, we must presumably often go to ourselves to reestablish the connection with the self, since it is torn apart all too often. Like, etch that somewhere, write that somewhere. Because vices as well as virtues always want to live outside. Your vices are your inclinations, your dark habits, what you do behind closed doors when no one is looking, the shadow self, the lower self. The you that you know you need to do better. Like you know you wrong, right? That person. But through constant outer life, we forget the self. And through this, we also become secretly selfish in our best endeavors. Your uniqueness is your magic, friend. What makes you strange or other or different, your flavor, is your spark. It's your mojo. It's your magic. What makes your isotopes vibrate differently. Create a life that's legendary. Thank you for listening.